So what is the future of learning? Right? It's becoming more human. Right? It's not about becoming smarter, because we're all going to be very smart. We're all going to be able to tap into the smartness in the cloud also. And information and data will be ubiquitous. With a flick of a button, you can find out, what is the most likely trend to happen in Brighton in the next 2 weeks. You can find that out today with a flick of a button. Imagine that 5 years from now. 5.6 billion people on the internet. Every thought known to man, every medium, every information in the cloud, anywhere in the world. Intelligent software like Siri that you have on the iPhone, or Cortana, or Google, can put this together for you. So what makes you human is not to beat those machines, right? You're not going to beat those machines. We're just not. Right? And when we use Google Glass or other things that amplify our mind, and we have brain implants, which is coming, now look at Black Mirror, right, the TV show, how are we going to beat those machines? Oh, we can't. We can only be better by being more human. All right, so first of all, we're now living in times of exponential change. Right? Times that are basically absolutely mind-boggling in terms of speed. Great book by my friend Yuri van Geest and his colleague Salim Ismail from the Singularity University, which I have great concerns about, but this is a great book. It's talking about how our entire world has gone from going linear, gradual, to exponential. The stuff that we thought was science fiction, automatic language translation, gene therapy, nanotechnology, geoengineering, it's all within reach. So we're now at this takeoff point. And when it's about learning and education, this is mind-boggling, because the tools that we're going to get, that we are getting now, are like having a rocket ship for the mind. And that's a good thing. But guess what? It's not enough to have a rocket ship for your head. Because then you get to be faster and you get to look smarter, right? But what's inside of the head? What is not in the head? What is in between the lines? So if we're looking at the stuff that's happening, is we can safely say, as the song says, you ain't seen nothing yet. The next 5 to 10 years will be mind-boggling in terms of change. Great graph by my colleague Frank Diana. He talks about how all of these trends that you know about, they're actually combinatorial, which is a funny word. I didn't know it existed until he showed me. But it's meaning that it's all converging and coming together at the same time. So not only do we have all this stuff that could put the fear of God into you just by themselves, for example, the Internet of Things, cognitive computing, robotics, artificial intelligence, reading like a script line out of Black Mirror, right, basically. Not only do we have that, they're actually all coming together. All coming together, converging, being exponential, interdependent. So if you're in the learning business, you need to know about these things. You need to know what's going to happen with smart homes, the connected car, the smart grid, robotics, and so on, because technology will impact every single level of this conversation. And the other thing we have to know is this. We're going to have to figure out what's right or wrong. So here's a future that we're going to see, because in the next 5 years, going up to doubling the amount of people that are connected to the internet. At a lower price, at much higher speed, everything in the cloud. We're talking about a world that is like warp drive. You think it's crazy now? Give it some time. If you have kids, you got to think about this. Their future is not going to be linear. They're going to have to be exponential thinkers. I think the answer really is there. It usually pays to try a lot of things and fail quick and fail fast and fail cheap.
I guess that's the basis of innovation, isn't it? Really taking risks and
well, let's put it this way. I mean, I think that I would leave the big failures like Google Glass to Google and MySpace and so on, and I would probably see if I can fail quickly. I mean, I tried I tried using Apple TV this morning to present to you guys, and it was a failure. So I did spend a couple of $100 for nothing, but it was a quick failure where you say, okay, I got it. It's not working. So fail fast. Fail quick, fail cheap, try again. Right? That's kind of the best way forward, I think.
So parents are wondering what skills will be essential.
This is from Charlie Chang. It's not you. Would have been interesting. But parents are wondering what skills. Well, it's quite clearly it's those skills that are uniquely human.
So things like creativity, what else?
Well, I mean, there's dozens. You know, those used to be the ones that we tried to get rid of in school. You know, asking questions, putting stuff together, imagining things, coming up with fantasy things, coming up with games, being playful, experimenting, negotiating, discussion, therapy, cooking. Yeah.
How about flexibility and being adaptable to change?
Yeah, all those things that machines will never do. I mean, if you ask a self-driving car to make an ethical decision, who they're going to crash into, right? You don't want that, because if they did, they would kill us. Right?